Welcome to another interview in our Leadership Development Series. Let's just turn the mics off for a moment. And my camera is not open. There we go. Welcome to another interview in our Leadership Development Series. Let's just turn the mics off for a moment. All right, here we go. Welcome. I do hear feedback. I'm not sure if anybody else hears the feedback. Welcome to another interview in our Leadership. Here we are, the Leadership Development Series to help you speak, sound, and look like a leader. Today, we'll be discussing how servant leadership communication will create clarity in the corporate world. I'm Linda Katz-Wilner, founder of Successfully Speaking, and I work with leaders and aspiring leaders to help them improve their executive presence and communication skills. And our guest today is Marques Ogden. Marques is the CEO of Ogden Ventures. He has quite an interesting background, and he is now a business coach, a business consultant, a brand ambassador, a keynote speaker, and a podcast host of Get Authentic with Marques show. Welcome, Marques. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Linda. I appreciate it.
Sure. Marques, let's start with, could you give us some context to how you founded Ogden Ventures and how you got to where you are today?
So, Linda, I found Ogden Ventures after I ended up losing my construction company, all that I owned, my money, my home, my cars, all of my assets as a result of an inflated ego. When I moved to Raleigh in 2013, I had $400 left to my name. And one of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite people is, rock bottom is the moment that I rebuilt my life, J.K. Rollins. And it took me hitting rock bottom, working as a custodian with someone's trash and rotten meat and nasty protruding garbage got over my body, my skin, and my clothes. And that was my wake-up call. And I started Ogden Ventures literally the next day. And that will actually be almost 10 years ago. Next month, actually, next September coming up here in a couple of days, it'll be exactly 10 years of owning this business. We launched September of 2013.
Oh, well, congratulations on that. I know today we were going to talk about servant leadership. Can you explain to the viewers what is servant leadership?
Servant leadership, Linda, is serving a cause that is greater than yourself. I think of people like Dr. King, Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Princess Diana, Nelson Mandela, people that were all about the cause. They were all about helping others. They were all about giving to people more than they received. And to me, that is the essence of servant leadership.
And so how does that work when you're communicating with a team? How can you embody that idea of this servant leadership?
So, Linda, I tell everybody to create an alignment and accountability around a shared vision. So if you're trying to go to the next level, how can everybody on the team work together to create that alignment? As a matter of fact, Linda, right before I got on this amazing show with you, I got through whiteboarding our team, right? So I have my business partner, Dawn. George is my website guy. Albert does all of our trademark and patent. Donovan to this, to that, this, to that. Who are they? What do they do? How do we work together? What part of it they do to help the organization? So I'm all about creating that alignment. So if you're listening to this, what you must do, if your team is not fully aligned or going in the right direction towards an objective or a destination, it's going to be hard, if not impossible, to get there. So,
Mhm.
servant leadership in the corporate space is all about creating alignment and accountability around a shared vision.
And that's what you're mentioning about your team. How does that then apply to the clients that you're serving or any organization is serving?
So basically, the organization, everybody is driven by people. So every time I go speak to an organization, I talk about, okay, well, who's leading these people? Who are the managers? Who are the people that are either executive team, level managers, and then you have your frontline workers. So what I tell people is everybody must be in full alignment going forward. So I tell them, okay, well, what is the objective? What is you want to have it accomplished? What are some potential hurdles? What are some things that you all can do coming together to get around those hurdles? So again, it's all about every organization. I don't care who you are, what industry you're in, is driven by human capital. So if you're going to really get to the next level in business, your team has to work together, and you as the servant leader have to create that atmosphere where three things happen. People that can speak without being judged.
Mhm.
It's an open door policy, and people know that if there's a conflict, we can actually work towards conflict resolvement and not just continue to beat each other's head and say, well, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Well, then, yeah, if you keep doing that, nothing will get
Mhm.
done.
Mhm. And that comes right back to the communication that, of course, I think is so important. And I love that you said speak without being judged, because don't so many people worry about that in certain organizations?
Oh, Linda, absolutely. Because a lot of times I've been around people that work in organizations and they said, like in private training where their leaders aren't there, that they have had a ton of ideas to share. But because they've seen leadership, put those ideas down, not really listen, it seems it goes in one ear, out the other. Instead of talking more, they talk less. I remember that, Linda, from my company, Caden Premier Enterprise, we became the largest African American owned subcontractor in the city of Baltimore and the state of Maryland for 2 years. And we ended up crashing and burning because I became so egocentric, a
Mm.
know it all, and people stopped talking to me. And now they just look for other jobs, other opportunities. And when I lost my best people, spent a lot of money, didn't get paid back by that client,
Mhm.
that was it.
Marcus, it's interesting because just this morning on LinkedIn, I saw a quote by Simon Sinek, and it said, leadership has nothing to do with rank or position. So that seems to fit in right with what you're talking about, right? That there's not one leader at the top dictating to everybody. Everybody is working together.
Yeah, you want to be a leader, not a boss. So I
Mm,
have a speaking job coming up. September 6th, I leave. I speak on the 7th for the state of South Dakota for their HR leaders for the entire state, which is amazing for us. And we're
mhm,
so excited. And
mhm,
we're talking about our talk is on leadership, which we call it self absorption causes self destruction.
mm,
And I talk about how I became so self absorbed as a leader, thinking about external motivating factors, money, fame, notoriety, rank, all these things that mean absolutely nothing. And I got so focused on it, it became a toxic environment created by yours truly. So it
mhm,
was just a matter of time before the company ended up going under because I was the one that took it under. So I'm
mhm,
talking to the people about how, as a leader, you need to serve the people, right? It's not about your rank or your position. If you, again, I was telling people, leadership is not a title, it's not a privilege, it's a responsibility to serve. That's what it is. If you don't want to serve others, don't be responsible for others' development, growth, and moving forward and accountable to yourself.
mhm,
Don't be a leader.
mhm,
Just stay in your position of a frontline worker, which is fine. But
mhm.
a leader has to embody responsibility of others. And that, like Simon Sinek says, it's not about rank, it's not about your title. It's about how do you really serve others and responsible for their growth, their development, and their advancement.
And from what you just said, then not everybody should be a leader. They may not have it in their heart or the way they want to operate, that they could be a leader if they're more focused on themselves.
Oh, of course. If all you care about is hitting your numbers, making your money, getting your bonus, no, you are not going to be a great leader.
Mhm.
You're not.
Mhm.
You're going to be somebody that eventually, like Marcus Ogden or Caden, crashed and burned. To me, today, my team is everything. Like I said, Don, George, Albert, all your Dom, and all my team. Either they're with me consistently, or they're with me part time, or they do it to be, on occasion, monthly, whatever. If you are associated in some capacity where I either pay you monthly or I pay you on a per job basis, you are part of my team.
Mhm.
And I tell my team all the time, it's not about me. It's about them, what they feel, and they feel, right, they can actually voice their opinions. Several of my team, Linda, worked for me for years without getting paid. My internal manager, Dawn, worked for me for 2 years and didn't earn a paycheck because I wasn't making any money. So she stuck with me. That's leadership, right? Somebody that you're not paying, moved from Minnesota to Carolina to work with us, didn't get paid, went through her savings, and now she works for me part-time in more of a big role capacity, but I pay her a nice salary per month plus bonuses. Does she really work the amount of hours? Not maybe, maybe not, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe, maybe not. But it doesn't matter to me at this point because she stuck with me, right? When I had zero. So no matter if she works a full month and gets her pay or works half the time, even a quarter time, whatever, because I know I need something done, she gets it done. But again, that's leadership. People that Albert did the same thing. George did the same thing. Like they've been with me now for years, but there was time where I couldn't pay because I didn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm doing well, does it matter to me if they get everything done per se? Like they know what they need to do. I don't have to micromanage them. I'm not like, oh, would you get this done? Get that? No. And what I do as a leader, I meet with them individually each week, 5 times. Hey, what's going on with you?
Okay.
Do you need anything? All that kind of stuff.
Okay, you broke up for just a second there, Marcus. So you said as a leader, you meet, if you could just finish that sentence.
Sure. As a leader, I meet with my team individually for about 5 to 10 minutes each person. How are you doing? What's going on? What do you need from me? Share your updates. This way, we're staying in constant contact, but I'm not overbearing. Hey, like, what are you doing? I'm like, no. What do you need? How are things going? All that kind of stuff.
They're all part of a team. Okay, I'm back now. I'm not sure if we can get Marcus back. Marcus, can you hear me?
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
I ended the stream because it didn't appear as though anything was happening.
Ah, boy.
So I don't know if Marcus isn't there.
He just said he is.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Marcus, we were totally frozen.
We ended up on a good note, just so you know.
Okay, so we couldn't finish the interview?
Well, because everybody, I didn't know what was happening on your end, Linda. It looked like Marcus was there. You weren't.
Marcus was there frozen, couldn't hear him, couldn't see him, and I was talking, but you couldn't see me. So I'm not sure what happened there. Oh. Larry, can we jump back in live? You can't go back in live? If you can jump back in, then we can just close it if people are still there. It's running live. I think they are there. It is still running live. Okay, so if it's running live, I know we can't see Marcus isn't moving, but he can hear us, and hopefully we can hear him. And so, Marcus, I just want to ask you, as we, what do you think is an essential skill for somebody to speak, sound, and look like a leader?
Most essential skill, Linda, for someone to act, speak, and sound like a leader is going to be somebody that can be actively based, listening, and understand people. A great leader can listen to understand,
Hmm.
not listen to respond. So if you're listening and you want to be a great leader, be an active listener that listens to people and takes what they say, process it, try to understand it, try to comprehend it, and then what you need to do as a leader, apply your expertise, your knowledge to individuals' problem, issue, concern to rectify it. That's what a great leader does.
And that's right up my alley, Marcus, when I always talk about, even though I talk about speak, sound, and look like a leader, listening is one of the most essential skills for leadership, because if you don't listen, you don't know what's happening around you. And as you said, it's not all about you, it's about everybody else if you're a servant leader. So thank you so much for that. And Marcus, how can people get in touch with you?
Sure, then they can go to our website, www.marques, Marques, Ogden, Ogden. We also have the Marques Ogden app, which is on anybody that has an Android or an Apple phone. Go to your app store, type in my name, Marques, Ogden, and our app will pop up. We have great exclusive content there, video content, downloadable things you can write on for like gratitude or help you through determination, help you with your mindset. You can also listen to our podcast, Get Authentic with Marques Ogden. We are ranked in the top 1% in the world most popular. That's on Apple, it's on Spotify, Google, iHeart, Stitcher, Pandora. Again, that's just my name, Get Authentic with Marques Ogden. And we're all about that. Hey, my good friend Kenneth Abrams. Ken, I've known Ken. Wow, I've known Ken since when I played for the Baltimore Ravens in 2004. Ken worked for the Ravens in their front office. Great man, great guy. Talk about servant leader. That's Kenneth Abrams all day. He always wanted to know how he could be a better leader, serve his team, all about information, how to help others. So seeing him make a statement, Ken is a great guy and a total example of a servant leader. Former Ravens employee, phenomenal guy. But again, thanks for saying that, Ken. Love you, brother. Hope also with the family. So again, you can also go to our podcast, our website, our Marques Ogden app. You can shoot me an email, marques@marquesogden.com. Connect with us, reach out to us. We're all about connecting with awesome, like-minded people.
Excellent. And for those who are posting, we will respond to some of those comments after the broadcast. Again, Marcus, thanks so much for joining us. Feel free, everybody, to reach out, even on LinkedIn, to Marcus and also to me. And I'd like you to please join us in 2 weeks on September 12th with Chris McDonald, who's president of McDonald Consulting Group and Sandler Training. And we will be discussing how to care enough to expect excellence through better communication. Again, Marcus, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry we had some technical problems, but I think most of this did air live, and we will be sending it out again, the recordings of this. And until then, think more, everybody, about how leaders can serve their teams and create clarity. And think about, are you leading by serving others? Thanks again, Marcus.
Thanks, Shalenda. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.